Okay. Yeah, before the reading, I just wanted to, um, let you guys know that, uh, I've recorded hundreds of videos for this channel that I've never released. Many of those videos were just one or two at a sitting. It takes me a very long time to set up, to get into the mood to record. And then I record them, and I see or hear something that I'd rather not put out. I'd rather not have that kind of influence on you guys. I know there are some tarot card readers that are very, very accurate. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I try not to watch. I try not to watch them. Because, it's one thing to know that the tarot and astrology exist, that they're real. It's another thing to entertain them, to keep trying to get information out of it. Because if you really think about it, they should not be real. They shouldn't work. Before I got into astrology, you couldn't pay me to look up my own birth chart. It's just so preposterous. The notion of planets so far away affecting us in any way, it really is ludicrous. But somehow it's real. If you would have told me before I found out, I would have told you that you need to see a doctor. I would have thought, at the very least thought to myself, that you need to see a good doctor. My father passed away, and my mother had advanced knowledge of it. The psychic told her that a very important male from her life, that something would happen. And it turned out she used astrology and tarot. Again, before this, I never entertained it. It's crazy to think about that any of this could possibly be real. But then I found out, and it absolutely is real. I would think a lot, like, what kind of, what is this reality? Tarot has no right to work. It has no right to be real. No right. So what kind of reality is this again? I don't think that looking into astrology more and more and more, and trying to figure out what's going to happen, is the right course of action. Just understanding what kind of reality we live in, that something like this is possible, should give you should give you a spark of hope, maybe, that anything is possible, including this reading or that reading not being your future, astrology not being your future. And it's very hard for me after so long to, truly come to this conclusion, but I have. That you are the creator, that you have the power, not anything around you, not anything outside of you, and to never give that power away. We are so lucky to be here, to experience this. So lucky. And, sometimes I would be very much influenced by a reading to my detriment. Waiting for something bad to happen that a reader who I, really respect say something bad is going to happen over the course of the next month, giving you a very vague explanation here, and nothing happening. Same thing with something very good happening and nothing happening. It's very easy, accurate to read past and current energies, but always take future energies with a grain of salt or skip them altogether. I would honestly recommend not watching tarot at all. I can recommend you some channels that I watch that are very, very helpful, that will change your life. It's very hard for me. This is what I considered my career, what I wanted to be my career. I do think that no one in the world is more open, or more conditioned rather, to the impossibilities of this reality, that being tarot and astrology. It's impossible. And those of us who have been involved with it throughout the years should take a second to think about the ramifications of their existence. Because you guys are the ones most capable on this planet of really changing your lives, of really understanding that this isn't possible. If this is real, if this is possible, what else is possible? And I'm here to tell you that anything is possible. It all depends on you, on your reaction to it. If something bad happens and you don't react to it in the regular way, you accept it and allow it to occur without a reaction from you, knowing that everything happens for you, not to you, but for you, then everything changes. It's I'd like to say that it's very easy to do, but it wasn't easy for me to realize this reality is so real. It's so real. All these things that happen to us are so real. But if you take a second to just look at your dog or your cat, look around how perfect everything is. It's very easy. It really is very easy to start to understand what this is all about. If we're all God, then, God can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He's infinite, and being able to do whatever he wants, he can spend years indulging in, pleasure. But eventually you have to stop. You have to stop that in order to take that breath and, have some sort of, gauge what just happened. To be able to gauge what just happened, all the pleasure, you need to exhale. And I can't think of a better way to surprise himself, to surprise God, than live half your life and not knowing this, not knowing that you are the God, and then discovering it. Growing up, I had very bad anxiety. It was very hard for me to go to school, to talk to people. Because everything in my mind was just so perfect. Every person, even the ones that I didn't particularly like, they all had something about them that made them just more, I felt that they were more natural than me. Okay. I may continue this if you guys want to comment. I'm going to perhaps make more of these videos where I talk about this. This is the most important thing in the world to talk about. I really did, for the last few years, speculate rather, that astrology and tarot would wake the world up. Helping people, conditioning people towards believing in the impossible. Yeah. I still very much believe that. I really do just want you guys to know that, to not take this too seriously. Thank you. Okay, Cancer, you have the number 3 card. Yeah, I see this card as the card of dreams. Yeah, you possibly visualizing something into existence. There's definitely something here that you want. Yeah, this card is trying to tell you to dream big. Really focus, embody this manifestation of yours. Do what you can to remember that this is coming. Don't let small things that occur in life, these illusions of separation, to influence you. on thinking this isn't going to happen, because it is. Yeah, whatever this is concerning, it's something that you really, really want. Something that you really, really want. Yeah, this card is asking you to try to sit down every day, affirm to yourself that you have this. Meditate as long as you can. Start with 3-4 minutes a day. It's paramount. It's paramount for you to not be affected so much by these occurrences that happen in life that may possibly, some would say, point towards this manifestation not happening. Don't pay attention to them. Try to be as non-reactive as you possibly can to these things, is what I'm saying. And you'll see, you'll have it a lot faster than you think. And you'll try to remember that anything that you desire, you already have. You already have it. It's just a matter of time. Desire means having. Oh, wow. You have number 49 card. Very interesting. Yeah, you have this man here who seems to be being pulled up, brought up into the heavens by these 4 doves here. Yeah, doves I certainly see as a symbol of the divine. Birds in their own right are so magical, if you think about it. And them being all white as these doves are. Yeah, I definitely see you being helped. These doves pulling this man up, it seems unreal. Like, that can't happen. This card is asking you to believe in the impossible. Also to accept help. Accept help if it's being offered to you. Everything that happens, everything in this reality is holy. Nothing is without purpose. So try to accept help when you can. Man. Yeah, you have the arch here. It's a symbol of strength. Whatever this is turning into is very sound. The foundation of this manifestation, it's being built right now. Try as hard as you can to not think otherwise. Yeah, I see help coming in, for sure. Divine help. Yeah, some of you guys may be helping someone. Someone may be helping you. This can even be a group of people. Very good. Okay. Cancer, the number 26 card. Very good. Yeah, she has these these 2 books at the bottom of her here. One of them is open, and there are words inside that are written, and the other one has no words yet. I really do feel like this is, a brand new chapter. Rather, not a brand new chapter, but a brand new book in your life. Very good. Yeah, I definitely see there being A major shift coming up. Yeah, all the things going on in the sky this year, it's unprecedented. To have one external planet changing signs. External planet meaning, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. To have one of those planets change signs is a big deal. Some would say the biggest astrological event of the year. This year just so happens we have Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and we just had Pluto, the tail end of 2024, switch signs. This is unbelievable. To make matters more unbelievable, Saturn and Neptune are conjunct at the 0 degree, the first degree of the zodiac. Yeah, this is, they can meet anywhere else. Them two meeting is a huge deal. Very slow moving planets. Saturn takes roughly 30 years to go around the zodiac. Neptune takes 160 some years. For them to touch at the very beginning of the zodiac, the 0 degree mark. This year, I would say, is the most important year of our life, of humanity's life. Even if you don't believe in astrology, you have to admire all the things going on in the sky this year. So yeah, I definitely feel like there is a brand new book that's about to be written here. Yeah, it all starts with you writing it. So dream big. Know that help is coming. God is always with you. Always. So please try not to forget that. She has this tree growing out of her head. I feel that this is going to be very, very fruitful for you. Very fruitful. She's holding this mirror that is showing her face. It's symbolic of there being nothing but you. There's only you in this reality. You are everything. It's very hard to get caught up in life. But we are here to rediscover this. Yeah, Cancer, thank you very much.